Hey everyone, I hope you enjoyed your 5-minute break, and now we're going to get into talking about the last nail hardener, which is dimethyl urea hardeners, also known as DMU. So DMU will add cross-links to the natural nail plate. DMU does not cause adverse skin reactions, such as those that could happen with the methylene glycol. They also will not over-harden the nails like the methane glycol will. The downside to using DMU hardeners is that they do not work as quickly as hardeners containing methylene glycol, but it's really like a pro and con. Do you want something that's going to work slower but it won't over harden and you won't risk breakage or skin reactions, or do you want something that will work decently quick for an emergency but you still run the risk of over hardening or a reaction? This is something that you have to decide as a professional. This is also where it becomes important to school the consumer, because when you're working with a take-home product, it's a professional product that you're giving to the client with specific instructions. It's almost like a prescription, so to speak. So you have to educate the client on how to apply it, what are the risks. You also want to tell them to make sure they read the instructions, outline some things for them. It's also important to stress the importance of maintenance. So for using something like a DMU that's going to work, it's going to take longer to work, consistency is the key. You have to be consistent with something. I can't tell you how many times. So if you guys ever take classes with Coastline Education, which I highly recommend you do, it's all general information. It could help you start your career off with a wealth of information that people that have been in the industry 20 times won't have. They teach you about the 5% thing. So 95% of the clients that we keep, they like the services, we give them good services. It only takes that 5% that you guarantee they'll never be happy. These will be the clients that are just always grumpy. They're looking for someone to pick a fight with. They come in there like, and they leave unhappy. They're the kinds of clients that you try to change to help them, but you sacrifice the other 95% of clients that are happy. So with the 5%, if you have a client that's complaining about it's not working, this and that, then you'll ask them, well, are you using this? And even if they lie to you and they say yes, you don't want to argue with them. Typically, majority of the time, with nail care, skincare, hair care, if you're supposed to use something, it's because the client was not consistent, especially with skincare and nail care. I've had clients that, they do a facial, they come back, they complain, oh, I want to turn all this doesn't work. I'm like, well, just use it every day. If they were honest and they said, well, no, I've been skipping, then you have to explain to them, if you don't use the product consistently, you're not going to get good results. It takes about 2 weeks to really notice a change with your skin. For your nails, it's going to take even longer because you're penetrating through all that keratinized plate. Also know, this is an important thing to know because it gets confusing. Products sold to clients for their use at home are called retail products and are packaged for that, and that'll be like shampoos or packaged together. In the beauty industry, they are called home care products, not retail, because they are sold under professional recommendation and the client is given instructions on how to use them before taking them home. Home care products by law must have usage directions and cautions listed on bottles or boxes or have written instructions on the box. Professional products, usually bulk sizes, do not have this labeling requirement. So when you do home care products, like retinol is a really good example. Dermalogica's retinol has a warning tab that you'll pull out because the client has to see a warning and the instructions come out, and that tells the client how to use it and know what they should be cautious of. It's a good idea if they purchase a product, then take the product, ask them, may I show you how to use this? And they'll say yes, then take it out with them, show them, go over, highlight, write, circle, so they can actually see it. So with top coat, now that we covered all of the other stuff, bottom coat, nail hardener, top coat is going to be applied over colored polish to prevent chipping and add shine into a finished nail. These products contain ingredients that create hard, shiny films after solvent has evaporated. Typically, the main ingredient are methyl acrylic or cellulose type film formers. Nail polish drying accelerators are designed to be used over a top coat to hasten drying of nail polishes. Hasten means speed up. They're applied with a dropper or a brush or are sprayed on the surface of the polish. They promote rapid drying by pulling solvents from the nail polish, causing the color film to form more quickly. These products can dramatically shorten drying time and will reduce the risk of client smudging the recent polish application. So with the accelerators, I haven't used many. If you're doing them in a spray bottle, be very careful, because if you're too close, just that pressure can actually dent the freshly polished and your client freaks. If your client's not used to it and they say, well, I don't want one, respect their wishes, put them under a dryer. Nothing is worse than thinking your nail's dry than going to put something on it and it smudges or breaks. I've had clients get their nails done and what they'll do is they'll drive like this because they don't want to smudge them. Think of top coats almost like if you're getting your car done, right? You'll have your car paint. They put the coat in the car, they also spray a thing of clear to seal it in. That's what your top coat's doing. It's giving your colored polish underneath insurance. It'll protect it from the environment. It'll get a lot better length and more wear and tear. It's also important when you're doing the consultation. I know the book didn't like stress it as important as it did in skincare. Consultation is important for nail care. If the client has any kind of contraindications, which there's not really many in nail care unless you're, deliberately have an infectious disease, you can't treat them, or not treat them, you can't work on them, you have to send them home until they're better with a signed note from their physician. If they work, let's say in a pool, or they work outside, or they work in the garden as a gardener, that all puts wear and tear on the nails. So you want to take that into account when you're, getting stuff for them, and you want to say like, here, if you're working in the garden, here's some protective equipment, recommendations, or say, your nails may not last as long. Give them a heads up so they don't come back and, freak out. Also know that all base coats, top coats, nail polishes, and hardeners are highly flammable. I don't know why the book has to re-stress that. I don't know why that'd be a risk. I guess actually, I think this is older because back in the day, we actually used to be able to smoke everywhere and anywhere. People, I remember being, not even like a kid, even like 10, and people were smoking in the restaurants. When I was 16, I was in Kentucky, and people still can smoke in restaurants, to my knowledge. But back in the day, people would smoke in the salons or even nail salon. You'd be puffing away and this and that. That was really dangerous. Could you imagine if you spilled some acetone, you went to go light up and it went whoop? I also yell at students because number one, smoking is bad for your health, but I'm not going to be like that preachy parent. I just kind of give them the disappointed teacher look. Although I'm finding a lot of you guys vape now, but anyhow. If you just gotten your nails done and they're acrylics, I've heard cases of someone trying to light up and actually blew the top of the nail off. Thankfully her nail was unharmed, but it was like a little firework. That's a risky run if your nails are freshly done. So really be cautious around flames. If your client's a smoker, explain to them that you don't want to risk catching your nails on fire when you leave. If there's a certain time you gotta wait. Hand creams and lotions. Hand creams and lotions add a finishing touch to a manicure. They soften and smooth the hands. Hand creams are going to be a lot thicker. They have a lot more lipids. They typically are made of shea butter. You can massage them in. There's all kinds. There's moisturizing ones. There's ones that contain AHAs for anti-aging treatments. There's ones that contain almond shells. You also got to be careful too if your product has nuts in it. So give a client a heads up. Or if your client's vegan, you don't want to use something with milk in it. Always explain that to them. Or if they ask you, try to read the label with them to figure out what's the best choice for them. Worst case scenario, they omit it from the service and you adjust the price accordingly. Know that hand cream, it will make the skin on the hands less prone to becoming dry or cracked, and lotion is more penetrating than creams, and it may treat the lower level of the epidermis. It also has to do with the molecules because certain types of conditioners or added to lotions are smaller, like grapeseed oils, able to penetrate a lot deeper. A treatment lotion can be used warming mitts or paraffin dips to enhance the penetration. So after you'll do a massage in them, what they'll call a spa manicure because you're incorporating that massage. You'll massage the client's hand and arms. Then when their hand's all massaged with that treatment, you can have them dip their hand 1, 2, 3 times a lady. If you don't know that reference, Google that song. You'll have them dip their hand 3 times in the paraffin, put a bag over it, put the electric mitts on or the terry mitts on, let them relax for a few minutes, take them off, take the paraffin off, and they're all set. And then you talk product with them. You can also sell them if your store or salon will have nail polishes. You can retail them on a few shades, give them a few shades that match their color. Do all this in the consultation. It's important that the clients know what colors look best on them. If they're getting their manicure done for prom or a wedding or some party event, know what they're gonna wear for the day so you can coordinate that with the outfit. So next, nail conditioners are the next ingredient. They reduce the brittleness of the nail. They should be applied directly by the manufacturer. The treatment is especially useful when it's applied at night before bedtime. Also know that the MSDS, which is the Material Safety Data Sheet, contain all the information by the manufacturer. They're a key thing to look up if you're not sure how to use a product or the pH of the product or what. We've talked about them before, so I won't rehash that again. I find that 90% of the time, a majority of stylists don't even care or they don't even look at that, but it's important to be aware of if you do like chemistry or want to go far in this profession. Sunscreens, just like anything else. These lotions contain ingredients that protect the skin from damage by the ultraviolet light, UVA, from the sun. UVA is known to cause hyperpigmentation, which is sunspots, sun cancer, and damage of the cells. It also causes aging. You want to encourage your client to use sunscreen on their hands, get in the habit of doing that on your face, protect hand aging. You can even do, I don't think it would be too much of an issue if a nail tech did this under supervision of an esthetician, or if you're a cosmetologist, it wouldn't matter either way because you're licensed to do this. You can take chemical peels and you can do body peeling on the hands. You can do a hand TCA peel for an anti-aging treatment. You can do a glycolic peel. Actually, no, yeah, you could do this as a manicurist. I know that if you order it like online, if you order like Platinum Skincare sells it, or Makeup Artist sells it, you can order the peels and do body peeling. So you can do a hand peel with a stronger glycolic, or you can layer the acids or mix them like a glycolic salicylic for some rejuvenation, or a Jessner's peel or a TCA to reduce aging on the hands. That's a great treatment to add in addition to the paraffin. When you do that, and when you do the paraffin, it's just so conditioning and nice. You do that before the lotion, and your client will thank you because it's just such an interesting treatment, and it's like, oh, this is kind of new, like I've never had this done. That will set you apart from the other, 80% of people not adding this treatment. So know that the basic manicure is a foundation of all nail technology services. It's really basic. It should take about 45 minutes to do. You want to get yourself to go down to that 45-minute time. I know when we start school, things take a lot longer than they should. We work to discipline ourselves to increase our time and our method. Know that you want to practice this until you can perform the skill automatically without considering what is next in the protocol. Hand washing is very important. That prevents the spread of communicable disease. If your client was picking their nose or God knows what. So when they come in, typically if they've been your client for a while, they kind of know the prompt. If you look and look over at the sink, they'll walk towards it. Then you'll greet them and they'll get to the service. Sometimes you have to redirect them a few times, but you'll have them wash their hands before the service. You wash your hands and you get started. You'll use nail brushes to scrub in between, get some visible debris off. That way you're able to get to the service quicker. And the reason why they wash their hands is because that would be kind of creepy if you're washing their hands for them. It's not like a facial where they're washing their face. You can wash it professionally because relaxing. Typically with this, they wash their hands unless you have a second step or you have them soak it in some kind of herbal water or something. I've seen it all with these spas. So also know that with hand sanitizer, a lot of clients will ask, can I use hand sanitizer? Know that the CDC stresses that hand sanitizer only be used when there is not the presence of warm water or water. Your salon could not legally run without water, so you're gonna have water. So you don't need hand sanitizer. I would just take it out of the bathroom, keep it for in the back, or don't use it at all. So the book puts the manicure consultation in the back of the book. I don't know why. It should be towards the front. Consultation is really important. Don't rush. Give your client some options. When you're able to choose colors that suit the client's skin tone, that will set you apart from the other 80% of people doing things the old school way. Because they're, oh, I've never had this before. This is like a professional consultation. They'll know what products to buy. You can even, have the makeup artist come in if you have one and do a conversation together on what would work for them. Color theory relates to this just like it does before in all the other chapters that we've discussed it in. So know too that with generally you want to recommend the nail shape of the free edge that should enhance the overall shape of the fingers, fingertips, and hands of the client. You also need to think about your client's lifestyle, hobbies, recreational activities, and type of work. This will determine the length, type of nail, and all that. So for example, with nurses, they are coming down and cracking down on nurses that have fake nails or really long nails that are pointed. Certain hospitals will, certain hospitals might not. It really depends on a lot of things. So typically for women, there is a whole bunch of different shapes you can use. The shapes that you'll see that will be on your test are square, my favorite word to say, squoval, round, oval, and pointed. Square nails are I call it severe. It's like straight across, like a rectangle. Your square nail is completely straight across the free edge with no rounding at the outside edges. Your squoval has a square free edge that is rounded off at the corner edges. If the nail extends only slightly past the fingertip, the shape will be sturdy because there is no square edge to break off, and any pressure on the tip will be reflected directly back to the nail plate. It's the strongest area. Clients who work with their hands, nurses, computer technicians, landscapers, or office workers will need shorter squoval nails. The round nail should be slightly tapered and usually should extend just a bit past the fingertip. The oval nail is a conservative nail shape that is thought to be attractive on most women's hands. It is smaller to the squoval nail with even more rounded corners. Professional clients who have their hands on display, such as business people, teachers, or salespeople, might want longer oval nails. The pointed nail is suited to thin hands with long fingers and narrow nail beds. The nail is tapered and longer than usual to emphasize and enhance the slender appearance of the hand. Know, however, that this nail shape may be weaker and break more easily and is more difficult to maintain than other nail shapes. Rarely are natural nails successful with this nail shape, so they're usually enhancements. They are for fashion-conscious people who do not need the strongest, most durable shape of nail enhancements. If you are going to state board, you do not want these pointed nails that are like this. We had a student do those. She had to take them off literally days before her exam, and she just paid to get them on. You will fail in New Jersey, which I think is ridiculous, but besides the point. With your nail shapes, know that the ones in the book, they just give you the general example. They'll give you this like table of nails to look at. You can look up a chart of them. I think it looks better if you see them in real life because the book's nails are just a general. There's so many variations. You can have other enhancements, like some people put sequins on or things that float. There's so many really cool things you can do with nail art. And know that choosing the color is, typically your client knows what color they want. They'll look at a magazine, they'll see something, oh, I want this. Don't try to argue with the client if they want something, or if you want something, it's not what you want, it's what the client wants. So then what you'll do is, if a client asks, do you like this color, or they're not sure, give them like 3 options that you like and you're able to determine it through their skin tone. Take them over, do a consultation. What you want to do is select a shade that complements the client's skin tone by placing the hand on a white towel under your true color light and then holding the potential polish colors over the nail so they can see it. And they'll say, oh, I want that one. Then choose that one and do it. Some people do multicolors, some do like 2 and then 3. There's so many different colors you can choose. Some do all different colors in each nail. Know that generally darker shades are more appropriate for fall and winter and lighter shades are better for spring and summer, but this rule is no longer set in stone. It's always going. And a variety of nail polish colors are available for the French manicure polish techniques. So what we'll do is we'll break here, take your 5-minute break, and actually while you take your break, go choose colors for you and friends in class. And then we're going to talk about applying it, men's manicures, and everything else after.